Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of cryptocurrency arbitrage trading. Please like, comment and subscribe. Please look at the links in the description below, which will save you some significant amount of money on trading fees. So we are stuck in this rather boring limbo with not too many good opportunities on the testnet. Last time I checked, there wasn't anything really exciting. So the swap rates are low, so we really need some people to come to testnet and then get wrecked and generate some interesting premiums and discounts. So our main position is long short Bitcoin Ethereum, so that's a triangle which is supposed to be more or less risk-free. And then, just being bored, I have submitted some 100k orders on the futures, trying to capture the spread. That was at the point where the spreads were much bigger. So I'll show you the filled orders. So we're getting these tiny fills on these futures. But it looks like the spread on the June future is no longer big. It's currently pretty tiny, so it's certainly not worth the hassle. And we actually have a position here, so we better close this one while it's still in profit. So we no longer need it to be hidden, and reduce only. Okay, so let's get rid of this one. It looks like there is a bot which is trying to front run us, which is fairly typical of the bots. Now let's look at this. So here there is some quite significant spread. Let's see where our orders are in relation to the orders in the order book. First of all, let's just back off the capture spreading on the June future, because the spread is not big enough there. But because the spread is significant on this September future, we can continue to try to capture stuff here. So our sell offer, our ask, is still the most attractive one in the order book. And these are some fills from 1227. Let's see whether these are ours. Yes, they are ours. So we are selling some September futures for 11.5 grand, which is great. So let's just keep that position. However, we are not closing. So let's bump this price so that we are at the top of the order book. So 9.1. Let's be a bit more generous. So this is generating some tiny amounts of money, not too much. And this XBTM. Okay. And these orders are just opportunistic. Now this XBT USD, it's a really small order. Oh, it was here. Fine, let's just move it. This is just a small gambling position. I mean, the current value is just half a Bitcoin, so we can forget about it altogether. So this will get closed. This we're trying to capture the spread, and this is our main position. What will be really nice for it would be for Ethereum to pump, and then it would be nice for Ethereum to change price. Dumping is also good, but what would be particularly good would be the pumping of Ethereum, and our future could gain significant amount of value, because if this market maker gets liquidated, I think this account belongs to BitMEX, so this is rather unlikely. But in the event of the other side of our trade getting liquidated, and there are 550,000 open contracts and 540 belong to us. So in the event of our counterparty going bust, we could sell this contract at a massive premium. but we'll see about this. Probably not going to happen. So I'll come back with a further update when I get something more exciting. An update on the arbitrage account. There hasn't been much happening. The opportunities that I have observed were not particularly interesting. We may dive into them at some point if we decide that it's worth to arbitrage this low rates on Bitcoin, so negative swap rates. However, we are at the moment entangled in our position, which takes advantage of that convexity of the contract on Ethereum USD. We have had some small positions opened on the way, so I actually don't remember opening this short, but we have to close it. This is like, well, it has actually made us 0.7 BTC, and the entry was about 9.6k. I think I was taking advantage of the spreads, and this is how it got opened, and I was planning to close it, but it didn't close. So here the mark price of this contract is 9k, and our buy is at 9,127, and it still doesn't get filled. That's a bit worrying. Maybe we should move it here. So this is a good opportunity to close this. Maybe I should just push the, well, obviously I would never manipulate anything. Close and reduce only. But maybe submitting a few orders and then market closing it will be the way to go. If it's so hard here to close the position, maybe market closing it will be the way to go. So let's do this. Post only, no. And maybe in a short while a bot will change his offer from 9,127 to 9,046, and in that point we'll just market bomb it. So we'll get to that in just a moment. Let's see what this market maker does. Fine. This is a position which was also opened while capturing the spread. Let's see how are we doing with the spread capturing here. So these are the two orders. So the sell side doesn't get filled a lot, and that's very understandable because the price is going down. So let's change the price. Actually, our offer is the biggest offer, well, the best kind of decent size offer. The problem is that nobody is buying, that the volume here is rather pathetic. So let's change that sell to this. And it is still hidden, which is good. We can increase the size because we have more to close. And now we are happy. Now, how about our buy? So our buy is situated here, and the price is going down. The mark price for this contract is at 9.5k, so we could buy it. Well, I think it's still a good buy here. So let's shift our position. 8, 1, 2, 1. So now we are again first to capture this big spread on this contract. And you can see that our orders are positioned well because this is how trades are being executed within this range. So here we just sit and wait. And look what we have done. So we have market sold. So our long-term intention is to buy. So we have market sold. So you cannot submit 50 or well, you cannot submit less than 50 because your order will be considered as a spam order, and then you'll get into some minor issues if you continue doing that. So we were struggling here with our order, which was way higher than what the market maker is now offering. So it looks like the market maker is not really very well. The market maker is not acting economically. This market maker or whoever is quoting these orders is very focused on being a maker, not a taker. So when we were buying at way higher than that, so we were buying at 9,125, he didn't want to market buy into us. But now that there is nothing in the order book, thanks to our small sell, this seller is happy to quote all that. So reduce only, and let's close our position here. Post only. So that's our position closed, so we don't have to worry about our XBTM position. So this is good. We are capturing this spread. Now what can we do about this BitMEX perpetual? It's trading at a massive discount. I mean, it is an opportunity. Should we 100x it? 8.8. Well, it's not yet ripe for going 100x. So we could maybe do a gambling position here, and our gambling will have a tailwind from the funding. Okay, so these guys are selling. Fine. So let's do a gamble with the well-defined risk limits. I don't want to run into getting into too much risk here on this contract, because when we run out of margin, it will liquidate our other positions, and these positions are slightly big and I don't want to lose them. Fine. How about we first try buying? Is someone going to market buy into us, market sell into us? I don't think so. I don't think the volume is particularly big on these contracts. So the longest weeks are actually 500k, so there is some decent volume. There are some ballers market buying, market selling. But as I am trading here when I'm recording, well, I can maybe leave it like that. Okay, so let's leave the order in the order book. How long should we go? 200k will be 20 Bitcoin. That is not much. The problem will be when the price departs and runs away from us. Okay, so let's buy here. And we should set a stop loss. So a stop market, let's make it triggered by the mark price. So that's 100 away. Let's make the stop at some arbitrary 8.7k. So we market sell, and it's a close on trigger only. Okay. Now we don't want to be a taker, so we do stop limit, and by submitting this order a little bit higher than the previous one, yeah, I don't think it will execute, but this is just a good practice. So a post only close on trigger here, and a few more above it will increase the chances of closing as a maker rather than a taker. and that will save us some money on fees. Anyway, we have a market sell order. Oh, another thing is not just the fees, it's the slippage. Actually, I should be more worried about the slippage here rather than the fees. Okie doke, so this is us done. We'll be taking advantage of this funding without any arbitrage, so we'll just do a YOLO buy. Do we let it run, or do we close this? So reduce only, sell at 9.5k. And that will be a post only, and that will that be even in the order book, or will that get, no, it is there. I wonder, why are we allowed to have such an order? I think this order has been reduced to 240. That's because this is the size of our position. Yeah. So this will not work. Our take profit, so let's close that, will have to be triggered. So because it doesn't exist now, it needs to be triggered in the future when it does exist. So let's take profit limit. So limit price will be that, but will trigger with price going to 9.2k. At that point, if our position is complete, when we complete buying, this order will submit. At the moment, we cannot submit this order because we don't own the position to close. And that is us sorted. Okay, I think we'll conclude the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. Please have a look at the links below with referral links. They will save you some money. Please like, comment, and subscribe.